Obviously, you haven't heard the pup bark. Welcome to Mornings on Main Street Clarksville. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Thanks so much for joining us as always. Coming up, I get to introduce you to two more nonprofits that are benefiting from Best of Clarksville that happened last night. So we get to hear from the Caleb Cares Project as well as Mikaela's Mutt, Motel. Learn how special these organizations are this morning. We have that plus our Sports Minute with Brady McAtamney. But before all of that, we get to see what's making the wrap this week with reporter Cheri Reeves.
This is the wrap for the October 5th edition of Main Street Clarksville. The Clarksville City Council received an update this week to the city's Transportation 2020 Plus plan. A new Spring Creek Parkway carrying traffic from Trenton Road all the way south to Ted Crozier Boulevard was reviewed, including the bridge that is to be constructed over Spring Creek, with sidewalks on either side of it. It's similar to the 109 Gateway Bridge in Gallatin. Another interesting new feature to the city will be the roundabout being constructed at Whitfield Road and Needmore Road, allowing free-flowing movement with reduced delays. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee paid a visit to Clarksville on Thursday, September 28th, to help celebrate the opening of Mental Health Court in the 19th Judicial District. During that ceremony held at the historic Montgomery County Courthouse, Governor Lee emphasized the importance the state has in providing alternatives to incarceration. On Friday, September 22nd, the Quilts of Valor of Clarksville held its 7th annual Sew 22 event. They acknowledged the need to prevent suicide among those who served in the military. The sewing group devoted 22 hours from 12:22 a.m. until 10:22 p.m. to sewing quilts at Beyond Stitches on Northfield Drive, and then wrapping them around some of our very distinguished veterans. Clarksville police officers hold 6 bunny rabbits rescued from a house fire on Monday, October 2nd in Clarksville. A family of 6 was displaced from that structure fire. The pets were not injured, but unfortunately a teenage boy was burned and transported via life flight to Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville. The American Red Cross is taking care of the family's immediate needs. And that's the wrap. I'm Cheri Reeves, Main Street Clarksville.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
When it comes to insurance, you want a name you can trust. Wendy Danielle Stack is here to help. With over 7 years of experience, Danielle and her team are here to assist you in finding the right coverage for all of your needs. From auto and home to life and business insurance, we have customized options for everyone. We'll work with you to create a personalized plan that protects everything in your life that matters most. Call today and see for yourself why Danielle Stack is the go-to insurance agent in Clarksville.
We offer services for both men and women, breast, body, and face for both.
People come to plastic surgery offices because they want to improve something that they feel is a flaw in themselves.
About 10 years ago, our men's procedures were probably about 10% of what we did. Nowadays, it's more like 30 or 40%. Eyelid lifts, liposuction, and we even do hair transplants here.
We are part of the community, and we want to be able to walk around and see faces in the community that we've made happy.
Dairy Berry's Heat and Air has been proudly serving the Middle Tennessee area for over 35 years. We have been voted Sumner County's best heat and air company for the past 8 years. For outstanding service, call Dairy Berries at 615-452-8121.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. I have the pleasure of sharing the story of Caleb Slate this morning and the outreach of the Caleb Cares Project outreach. I have his mom and dad with us this morning, Crisy and Joe Slate. Crisy, we've talked in the past about the project and the work being done through Caleb Cares, and it is to bring awareness to a topic that unfortunately many families have experienced, and that is the topic of suicide and prevention. First off, thank you for once again sharing this with me, sharing this with us. I appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you for having us.
And the reason, one of the many reasons that we're highlighting this, the work that you guys do, you need funding to do it. And the Caleb Cares Project Outreach is a recipient, one of the 4 nonprofits receiving money from Best of Clarksville this year. How important are these funds going to be to your work?
They're extremely important. As you know, food, groceries, and just clothing and shoes and sport fees and all that kind of stuff has just gone up tremendously over the last couple of years. And we try to prepare weekend snack bags for anywhere from 36 to 54 kids every week. And that gets expensive. And for one classroom of 18 kids, it's $175 a week. Yes. So, and that's just giving them 2 days worth of snacks on the weekends. And so, it adds up. And then sometimes we sponsor their sport fees for families who, wouldn't be able to register their children for sports like soccer or baseball. And so we'll, give a big lump sum towards that to cover maybe 10 or 11 kids to play sports. And, if one of the students in the Head Start programs needs shoes, the teachers will text me or email me and say, hey, so-and-so came to school with no shoes on today, or shoes that, don't have soles on them anymore, or stuff like that. And I'll go out that night and buy shoes and deliver them. Or buy coats. I have a friend who works for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and she'll reach out and say, I have some students who need winter coats, and so we will purchase some of those and donate those to the Big Brothers Big Sisters. And so just, we keep our ear to the ground and have people notify us of students who are in need or a family in need of things, and we try to meet that as best as we can.
The focus of your project is to be that outreach, to have that giving, nature, which is something that your son encompassed.
Yes.
Will you share with us where Caleb Cares Project, how this started, and, how you are continuing to let his name live on?
Sure. Yes, Caleb was very involved in community service and in mission work. And he tragically passed away by suicide on August 12, 2019. And in an effort to heal and for myself, and also to keep him relevant in our community and in the lives of those who loved him, I wanted to start the nonprofit. And the word Caleb Cares just rolls off the tongue perfectly. It just kind of envelopes him very well. And project is just something we do, like little projects here and there. So the Caleb Cares Project, it all just came together really well. And so we do little, like I said, little projects here and there. And not only do we get to share our love and Caleb with our community, but we get to share our story and bring hope and awareness to families who may not think they need to speak to their teenagers about suicide awareness and prevention. We didn't think that we needed to have those conversations at home, and so we never did. And a student or a child can die by suicide with no preceding factors like, depression or isolation or things like that people typically, a stigma kind of attached to the word suicide. Caleb didn't have any of those. And so having those hard conversations at home with your teenagers, making a safety plan, talking about what to do when they have thoughts of hurting themselves. can save a life. And so we share our story in hopes of doing that.
To start, when you guys started this, what was that conversation like again through such a hard time for you?
It was really just, I need to keep my relationship with Caleb going. Like, how am I going to do that? And how am I going to keep him relevant in our community? He was just such a strong presence, and just not having him around anymore, I just couldn't have it. I needed to find a way to include him in our life still. And so the organization helps me continue that relationship with him. I feel like when we complete an event or we finish a project, I feel like I've spent time with him in a way, because that's how we're still connected in that way. And so it has been incredibly healing. I get to speak his name often, and I get to hear his name be spoken from others and other, my partners in my organization. And that's not something bereaved parents typically get. The names of those we've lost aren't typically spoken very often. And so I get to hear that, and it means a lot to me. I run the organization mostly myself and my volunteers. He's really just my my support system. So yeah, I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm grateful that it's growing and that the name is getting out there more, and his story is being told more and shared more, and we are helping others and saving lives at the same time.
Joe, from you, how was this for you from a father's point of perspective?
Early on, we wanted to do something in honor of Caleb. So, she came home and was like, I keep thinking of Caleb Cares. I think we should call it that. So we went with that. And then there was a thing that Caleb used to always say was, I'm kind of a big deal around here. Oh. So that's kind of you are a big deal around here. Yeah. So that's our motto for the Caleb Cares Project.
Well, the work that you do is beautiful. And September, or throughout the year, we are talking about mental health and suicide prevention. Right. Can parents reach out to you, or what? Have you had parents reach out to you to be like, hey, how can we navigate this conversation? It is a hard conversation.
It's very hard. It's very uncomfortable. Yeah. I have had many parents reach out to me and ask for advice. I've had parents who have recently lost a child reach out to me for help and advice. I've even spoken to children myself who are in that place and have told their parents they want to die. I have sat across from them and had a conversation with them about why that would not be the best choice for them to make, and why. Because kids that age, until the age of about 25, you really can't see the aftermath of such a decision. You make choices, and you hope that you're going to have the chance to regret it if it's not the right choice. But dying by suicide doesn't give you the choice to regret it. And so you need to help those kids see what it looks like afterwards. And I ask them one question: do you want your mom or dad, your sister, brother to find you dead? They all know. And I say, well, remember you told me that. And if I know you love your mom, I know you love your dad, and you don't want this for them. And it helps them see it in a different way, because they just, like I said, they just don't think aftermath. They don't think afterwards. They're only thinking how I feel right now, not what this is going to cause afterwards. And so helping them to see that and kind of feel that and understand it is very helpful. And those kids are all still alive. So that's, of course, that's amazing, and that's a blessing. And I do not like my story. I do not like, my message. I do not like having this voice. But I do, and I know that Caleb would. I just hear him saying, "Mommy, tell my story. Mommy, tell it, share it, help other people." And so that's my motivation. That's what drives me. So.
Thank you for having the strength to do that. Thank you so much for having the strength to do that. If someone would like to help out with Caleb Cares Project outreach after this, because again, funds only go so far, right. And yes. There is such a shortage of, there's food insecurities all over, and you just never know. So with what you're hearing, and we're hearing you, how can we help? How can we continue to help in this mission?
Okay, so I'm on social media, of course, on Facebook and Instagram at the Caleb Cares Project. And I have a website, thecalebcaresproject.com, with all the information about what we do and what we're involved in and how you can help. I also have a blog where I share my grief journey attached to the Caleb Cares website. It's called A Journey for Caleb. And I've written for 3 years now about my journey, and hopefully that can be helpful to someone as well.
Joe, Crisy, Slate, thank you both so very much. The Caleb Cares Project Outreach. Check them out. Look, if you can help, or if it's in your heart to do that, definitely do so. But if you also need a place, if you have a question, you can reach out to the outreach as well. Again, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
At Old Hickory Credit Union, we're member-owned, not-for-profit, and eager to serve our Robertson County community. Since 1934, we have strived to provide our members with a safe, reliable place to take care of all their financial needs. From checking accounts to loans to mortgages, we're here to help. Credit unions have to constantly adapt to meet the needs of an ever-changing market. However, one constant will always remain, and that is the service we provide to our members. Stop by our Greenbrier branch today.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee, that's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your past to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
At Chapel's, we pride ourselves on offering a wide variety of the freshest fruits and vegetables, handpicked just for you. We have a wide selection of the freshest, highest quality meats that will leave your taste buds craving more. Our friendly staff is always ready to lend a helping hand. We believe in treating every customer like family because at Chapel's, your family is our family. We've been locally owned and operated for over 60 years. You can visit any of our Chapel's locations in Dixon, White Bluff, McEwen, and Centerville.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Welcome back to Mornings on Main Street. You have, and like I've mentioned so many times, so many nonprofits doing beautiful things in the community. Well, this one, let me tell you, they are helping all the dogs, all the puppies that they can. Is Mikaela's Mutt's Motel. I have Mikaela Lambert and Bradley Lambert with me this morning. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Of course.
So first off, what is the focus for Mikaela's Mutt's Motel?
So our focus is helping stray and unwanted dogs. We really focus a lot on the behavioral cases and the medical cases that other rescues, don't usually want to take in. So we take in the hard ones, and we're dedicated to training. With Jack's Legacy, she helps us out a lot with the behavioral cases, and then our vet is also wonderful with helping us. All the different medical cases we've taken in, from lupus to heartworm disease to severe allergies and so on and so forth.
So you've been running this now for about a year.
Yes.
How did this conversation start? Where did it come from of, I just want to help all of these dogs, to the setup that you have here at your home?
Yeah. So it started, we actually rescued our dog from a shelter, and I just really, really wanted to save as many dogs as I could because I saw how wonderful he was. And he was going to be euthanized, and I can't even imagine if he was. We've had him now for about 10 years. And so when I was in the military, I was in for 7.5 years, and I really wanted to earn my Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal. So you need hours from a nonprofit. So I found a dog rescue and started to foster, and we ended up fostering 115 dogs through different rescues. And then it just came to a point where other rescues didn't want to take in certain dogs like pit bulls. They didn't want the medical cases and behavioral cases, so those dogs were just left on their own. So we started last year and started with our very first dog had heartworm disease. So it was, just kind of tackling the challenges, and it's been amazing. It's been wonderful. The community support that we've received has been outstanding. So
Bradley, what about for you? How was that? She didn't have to talk you into this much, I don't think. Were you right on board from the beginning?
I was right there.
Were you really?
Yeah, because we got Ace, the first dog, from the shelter, and then Addie was posted for free on Craigslist. They were just getting rid of her. And she showed up in this tiny little, almost like a rabbit cage. So it's near and dear to me as well.
What is that feeling when you see an animal come in the conditions that they come in? Like, what is that initial feeling? Because again, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable, the conditions that some animals have to go through.
So it is definitely an emotional roller coaster. I don't even know. It's sadness and it's anger at the same time. It does make it hard to have faith in humanity, which is why it's important to have the support that we have. Just because, those kind of people that support us and encourage us and donate and all of that, they restore that faith in humanity. But the people who mistreat animals, it's really, really hard to deal with.
Can you walk us through one of the cases of a dog or a puppy that's come into your care, and kind of walk us through their training and the beginning and then to the end of, them finding that loving forever family?
So I would say Teddy is another good one. I know we were talking about Bear earlier. Bear showed up with lupus and he had the big, missing patches of fur and his eyes were glued shut. And now, it took us months to rehab him and get him on the right medications. And now he's happy. He actually lives just a couple streets over and he's as happy as can be. But Teddy showed up and he was a doodle and he was just incredibly matted and overgrown, and his fur was actually pelted to his skin, which is extremely painful. So he went to Clippendale's. She grooms all of our dogs for free when we get those kind of cases. And she had to shave him down, completely down. And it took hours and hours. And once he was shaved down, he was a skeleton. I mean, we didn't realize how bad it was with all of the fur, but he was just skin and bones. You could see all of his hip bones, his rib bones, everything. His shoulder blades stuck out. It was horrible. So we got him on high-calorie supplements, got him to the vet. He actually had heart issues because of the emaciation. So we had to get him an echocardiogram, which is not cheap. And now he is actually in a very loving home. I get videos and pictures of him all the time, and it makes it absolutely worth it. But he's funny as can be. He actually lives with 3 other doodles as well. So.
Oh, I love that he's living his best life.
He sure is.
How many dogs do you have right now?
Right now we have 8 in the rescue, and we're actually taking in another one today and another one tomorrow. So we usually try to stay around 10 to 15, just depending, unless we have puppies. Of course, we recently had a litter of 11 puppies. So.
How are you using the funding? So is it donations that you run on?
Yes. So we don't get any federal or state funding. It's all donation based.
Okay. How is that money used?
So a lot of vet bills, of course, and then when we run low on supplies such as food, the high-calorie supplement is pretty pricey. All of our dogs get salmon oil because a lot of the dogs that we get, they have the dry skin issues, whether that's lack of nutrition or just poor nutrition in general. So we put all of our dogs on salmon oil just as a helps them along. And then, of course, just general care. Vet bills are the main thing for sure.
What was that? How did you guys react when you heard that you were going to be one of the recipients for Best of Clarksville? Again, Best of Clarksville, 4 nonprofits will be receiving proceeds from Best of Clarksville. That is where your dollars will be going when you go to vote for your favorite business, favorite person. But you have those 4 nonprofits: Caleb Cares, ArtLink, the Faith Cancer Care Foundation, and Mikaela's Mutt's Motel. How did you guys react?
We were shocked and we were overwhelmed with happiness. I mean, it really, like these small nonprofits, it's a struggle sometimes, and it's gotten to points where we've had to use our personal money, and of course our family has pitched in. So it's really, really overwhelming because you just never know. Like I told you, the 2 dogs that we're taking in, they were dumped. We have no idea the extent of the medical care that they're going to need. So it's just, I'm speechless. We're very, very happy.
Mikaela, Bradley, what is the end goal? What do you hope? What do you want to, where do you see Mikaela's Mutt's Motel? Where do you see it?
So eventually we would like to get a facility, of course, so that they're not in our house. We can have actual proper runs where they could be indoors and outdoors. We would have a training area there as well, and really just continue to save the most needy dogs, and just continue this for as long as we possibly can. Hopefully we'll have a foster program soon, and that'll help as well.
How can people help you out? Those seeing this, they're like, I'd love to make a donation. I'd love to help in some way. How can they do that?
So if you get on our Facebook page, you can see all the ways to donate, whether that's actual supplies. We have an Amazon wish list and a Chewy wish list. But volunteering at events, the more volunteers that we have at adoption events, the more dogs we can take, because of course there's only 2 of us. So it makes it kind of hard when we don't have volunteers. So we actually just recently became approved for PetSmart charities. So we're going to start having adoption events at PetSmart as well. But we'll be at Riley's Pet Market on the 14th with an adoption event. They have giveaways, a big fall festival, so it's going to be awesome, and we'll be there as well. But yeah, just get involved and, message us on Facebook, and we'll let you know all the different volunteer opportunities.
Mikaela, Bradley, thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for sharing your story with us, and God bless you. And I just hope you get all the funds that you can to continue helping all the dogs that you can. Thank you.
Yes.
Mikaela's Mutt Motel. Look it up if you'd like more information. Again, they have their website, so you can get all the information there.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Stay
you.
with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We have more coming up after this.
He shoots, and he scores!
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Here at Rock and Roll Sushi, we're proud to be the original American-style sushi restaurant founded on great food and rock and roll music, boasting concepts and flavors that are big, bold, and loud. We're the only place to experience the rock you love and the rolls you love with the ones you love. Come see for yourself why we're the best sushi experience in town. Find us at 108 Morris Road in Clarksville, or visit our website at rockandrollsushi.com.
As a busy mom juggling family, errands, and everything life throws at me, I try my best to be environmentally conscious. So of course, I buy flushable wipes thinking I'm doing the right thing. But it turns out flushable wipes aren't actually flushable. I found out the hard way when flushable wipes caused a clog and flooded my house with sewage. It ended up costing me thousands of dollars in damage and a big headache with the insurance company. It's safe to say our family will never flush a flushable wipe again, and instead put them where they belong, in the trash.
Hi, I'm Brady McAtamney, sports editor of Main Street Clarksville, and this is the Sports Minute. Football came and went from last week with Kenwood High getting their first win of the season, beating Northeast 36-6. They were absolutely thrilled to get that win as it broke a 0-6 schneid to start the season. Clarksville High also got another win, extending their 7-game winning streak, beating Northwest 55-0. Rossview also kept their own winning streak going. It's their 5th win in a row, beating Dixon County 28-6. All other teams in the county lost for football, but there was more action going on outside of the sport with volleyball and soccer, with district tournaments taking place. For volleyball, Northwest won their district tournament, beating Dixon County in the championship, while Clarksville High and Rossview will play on Thursday night. On soccer, Rossview won their 2nd straight district tournament, while West Creek and Dixon County will play their district championship on Thursday. All those teams will meet in their respective sports after fall break to determine region champions. I've been Brady McAtamney, and this has been your Sports Minute.